Alleghany County.
Can we, Sheriff Moore, do you have any better
I do.
interpretation of what it means to help?
I do. I have a statement to make also in regards to that.
Please do.
I believe that the reason that the 2A is being discussed, Ms. Howard, is because it is a amendment that is being challenged in Washington as well as Richmond. And I think the 2019 resolution states that the county recognizes the United States Constitution over the Virginia Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. And I do have a comment. I'll provide all of you a copy of that. I've been in a lot of consultation this week with Ms. Howard regarding the Second Amendment, regarding a bunch of other legislation that is going through regarding substantial risk orders. And that's a whole different ball of wax that is, you can read on that for days. So I don't want to talk about that too much, but the Second Amendment is the only one that's being challenged. I do believe that if any other amendments to the Constitution were being challenged, that this board and the citizens of Alleghany County would be in support of leaving the Constitution as it states. I think that is the direction that the 2019 resolution was intended to be. That's the reason that I recommended that we don't recreate the wheel. When I spoke with you about that, I think that we have a resolution that was created in 2019, and we should allow that resolution to stand on its own, if that's still the way we feel.
Did that resolution alter how the sheriff's department functions
Absolutely
at all?
not. I'll go into that in my statement to the board and to the citizens. If you'd like, I'll go ahead and read that. I've put a lot of thought into this. I've worked very hard on this for about probably nearly 2 weeks now. I've seen a lot of the sheriffs on Facebook. I've seen a lot of letters being posted, in support of the Second Amendment. Well, in 2019, the Sheriff's Association and a lot of deputies and sheriffs went to Richmond, and they stood outside the Capitol steps. And they were very upset, saying that they were going to support the Second Amendment, that they would not, go against the Constitution, which is fine and dandy, and that's the way many, many of us feel. But you also have to be very careful when you go to Richmond and you start stomping your feet. What happened was 8,000 deputies in the state of Virginia did not get a pay raise that year because of the way that it was handled. And many senators and many delegates came out of the Capitol building and looked at sheriffs and said, I will not vote for your pay raise. And to be honest with you, I was working for another agency at the time. We got a very nice pay raise that year. So I believe you shoot yourself in the foot if you're not careful whenever you go and you demand certain things. I'm going to go ahead and read this now. If you'll give me just a minute, it's not very long. This is my response to the Second Amendment concerns to the citizens of Alleghany County. I am honored to serve as your sheriff, and I deeply respect the passion that so many of you bring to this issue. Regarding your constitutional rights, your voices do matter, and your concerns deserve to be heard. In 2019, Alleghany County declared itself a Second Amendment sanctuary county. I stood up at that meeting in Kirkland Hall at Covington High School and gave my support of the Second Amendment. And today, as your sheriff, I reaffirm that support. I spent nearly 29 years in the United States Army, including a deployment to Iraq. And as a young man in Southwest Virginia, I swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. I swore that same oath as a Virginia State Trooper. And that oath has guided my life in uniform and continues to guide me as your sheriff. My position is straightforward. The Constitution is the supreme law of this land. Not Richmond, not Washington, nor any political party. The Constitution only. I will uphold the Constitution, and I will not enforce, nor will I ask my deputies to enforce, any laws that are unconstitutional. At the same time, I believe strongly that the entire Constitution must be protected. The First Amendment, it safeguards our free speech and our religious freedom. The 15th and 19th Amendments protect our right to vote, no matter what race or sex. The 22nd Amendment limits presidential terms to prevent the concentration of power. Each amendment plays a vital role in preserving our freedoms. And when we defend one, we defend all. I support government and I support the rule of law. Order and lawful authority are essential to a functioning society. But government authority must always operate within constitutional boundaries. That principle is not partisan, it is foundational. I will not post on social media and endanger the livelihood of my employees by picking sides. There is only one side to choose. Many deputies suffered long-reaching consequences for the actions of their leaders in 2019, and were told by politicians that they would not vote for pay raises based upon their decisions to voice such a strong resistance. My duty is not to politics. My duty is to the Constitution and to the citizens of this county. And as long as I serve as your sheriff, I will remain steady, thoughtful, and faithful to that oath. You have my word.